Forza Motorsport Update 4.0 is a big update. It's the first update after they promised to fix the game. They've recognised the issues. We've got a lot of new content, and also there's some stuff that isn't actually in the patch notes I've noticed already that's made a big impact in my experience of playing Forza Motorsport. So I promised I was going to give you, my viewers, the update on every update, and that's what we're going to do here. So these are the version numbers you can see, including the 8 people that are playing on Steam concurrently at the moment, if you've seen the charts. But interesting update here, and I think this is going to set the tone for Forza, and I think it's going to be an update that generally is going to be received quite positively. So let's kick it off here. The big thing is the flagship edition of Daytona. Not only do you get the tri-oval, or aka the oval really, you also get the infield, the sports car circuit. There's a couple of bugs here I've seen already. Firstly, when you start on the banking, the car doesn't react as I would expect. It's very different to, being on the banking in iRacing or Gran Turismo, for example. There's also some visual bugs as well, but generally to have Daytona back is a good thing. You can see we've got these new career events, and the open class is available for the whole month. I think that's a pretty big deal and something that a lot of the single player fans are happy about, which is great. And then we also have the all-wheel driven and the roadster and those individual ones as well. Italian Challengers is available for more than a month, so good to see Forza giving us a little bit more choice in how we want to play the game, being a little less restrictive, a little less gassy, dare I say, although there are some aspects need to improve on that, which we'll get into. We can see the reward car here is the 2010 Lamborghini Murcielago LP. That is a very cool car to drive. I imagine as soon as you drive it, you want to upgrade the brakes immediately, but you won't be able to do it because you need to level up the car. So you'll be driving in this horribly balanced car, but that's Forza Motorsport at the moment. You can see the Spotlight cars here. This is not the best bunch for me, these Spotlight cars. I've got to be honest. I think the Ferrari 430 will be a fun one to do. But they need to tweak the Spotlight system. There's a great core there, but they need to tweak it in a way that makes it more accessible. I think they need to celebrate tuners and modders a bit more actually in the community. Here are the Car Pass cars coming. So if you bought the DLC or the VIP or whatever it is, we're going to get the Senna GTR. I suspect that's going to be the car in the Logitech McLaren G Challenge as well. Also got the Aston Martin Valkyries. That's very cool. I should say that I'm giving away a direct drive wheel in the Logitech McLaren G Challenge, so make sure you're subscribed with the notifications on, because someone is going to win a direct drive wheel. I've given away one before on this channel. We're going to do it all over again. Here are the Spec Series events. So Formula Mazda is back for the whole month. I'm excited about that. I want to be doing a lot of Formula Mazda. Forza P1 is possibly going to be too intense, only there for a week. Then we've got Daytona Sports Car in the week of the Daytona 24 Hours. Then the VW Golf GTI Spec, I think, is a great idea. I am there for that touring car spec. And then another one as well. So they're adding the different elements to the online mode. Should they revamp that? Possibly, yes. Maybe just have more. The thing is, if you have more races at the same time, you dilute the already low player base. Here are the Open Series ones. So these are running on a weekly basis. Again, Open Series, I just struggle to get into at the moment because of the way that the upgrade system works. But I would like to see a bit more frequency in the races. Too often I log on and the next race is in like 19 minutes or 29 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't really want to wait that long. I want to race immediately. Bit different to Gran Turismo, where the system makes more sense logging early because you are going to save that qualifying time. Again, small tweaks here, and this is why I think Forza is going to improve update on update, and I really do think this is an update in the right direction because there are some fundamentals they can build on. Here are the Rivals events. So yeah, Logitech McLaren G Challenge starts January 18th, goes for the month. I'm giving away prizes. Make sure to check out the videos. Then we've got the Spotlight Rivals, and we've got a VIP one with the Subaru WRX, and we've got the Cougar XR7 on the oval. That is going to be a very interesting time trial. I'm definitely going to try that, and I will make a video on it because that might come down to very small margins. We might learn some secrets about the Forza physics there, because there's going to be a lot of exploits, I imagine, about gear shifting and where you're on the banking to shave off thousandths of a second if previous oval time trials are anything to go by. And again, good to see there the Spotlight system sort of threading its way through the game in multiple different ways. Bug fixes, here we go. So I want to read this out for you. Please note update Forza focus on new content events and contains only minor fixes for car and track content compared to our previous updates. Additional improvements, update 5 and beyond. They have already started to fix stuff, but they are not listing it all in the update, is what I believe is happening. So they are just deploying stuff as soon as they can, because they know every day that the Forza is in the state that it is, it's getting more and more mean, they're losing more and more players. It becomes unfashionable to play Forza. It becomes unfashionable to make content about Forza. It becomes unfashionable to identify yourself as a Forza Motorsport player. So they need to do a big sort of cyberpunk-esque turnaround here. So they are adding stuff. It's not all in the patch notes. But here we go. Here is some stuff they have talked about. So Silverstone, the red concrete squares. I think that's some of the curbing that you might have seen me talk about. Same with the AverMedia, some of the insane curves that just want to kill you. Smoothing the rumble strips. So really good that they are on top of that and getting that feedback and watching videos like mine on YouTube and then implementing it. That's great, and it's great that they can do that as well. Homestead AI return to the race line. Well, what do you think is going to happen at Daytona, Forza developers? By the way, keep chatting with me. Email address in the description. Laguna Seca issue in the collision in the middle of the track. I have seen a few people talking about invisible walls and whatnot. That is just common in video games. In fact, at Daytona, there is an invisible wall in Gran Turismo that you might have seen me talk about, and has affected quite a few important races. So they are adding, making these sort of fine-tuning of the tracks. And curbing is a big one, because the combination of the curbs being way too intense and also the currently poor implementation, in my view, of force feedback means that you don't want to go over the curbs. You don't gain time by using all of the track. I can tell you in real life, my experience is you want to be all over the curves whenever you can to maximize your entry into the corner, to shortcut corners. But you can see in Forza, it's just sort of, yeah, it discourages you from going on the curves, which is actually very unrealistic. And this is weird because they've spoken before about having 8 points of contact on the tyres, and it's all meant to be a lot better, but maybe they are fine-tuning it. We will see. What else is coming in the update? Well, look at, oh my goodness, all here. R8 balance to be more competitive, aka they've nerfed it. Buick Regal issue fix, DS3 missing logos. What about replays, my guys? Are the replays going to work? I mean, come on, it's 2024 now. The 488 challenge, the Ferrari that I've driven, I never mention it. Driver and dash cameras both appear off center. Actually, not something I noticed, having been in that car. And in fact, loads of changes here to cars and bugs. This is something that's been memed on YouTube. People have been saying, oh, you know, this doesn't have a roof, this car and stuff. So it's good they're looking into it. Should it have been fixed before launch? Yes, but it's a very complicated game. Like, would you rather the game is delayed and some of the cars have some, you know, parts glitching through them? Or would you rather we just get the game? Personally, I would just rather we get the game, to be honest, which is what they focused on, and they're making these changes. Now, what else do we have in the update? Livery editor. I know so many of you are really frustrated with livery editor, and I'm not something that they can fix, because the livery editor seems to be not allowing people enough paintable space on the car to really do anything. So let's see here if that's going to be one of them. Stock wing. So it looks like they've added the stock rear wing as a paintable surface. The Super Sport has the issue. Livery mapping. Anyone where they've added more space? I don't think so there. So maybe they are missing the point with the livery editor. And by the way, nothing about replays. And I think this is a real shocking part of Forza that they need to add. But I did have a good experience recently. Check out this video and see more about the update.